Watching Peppa Pig is a lot of fun, but spotting the animation errors is even more fun. And in today's video, we're going to share some of the hilarious animation errors we found in Peppa Pig. Like in the episode Daddy Pig's Birthday, Mummy Pig gives Daddy Pig a pair of boots as a gift, and Daddy Pig wants to try them out. Here, the whole pig family decides to go outside to jump on the muddy puddle. When the characters are exiting the house, we can notice that George's boots are red-colored. But when they reach the location, George's boots have switched colors. They are now orange, but earlier they were clearly red. Now this next mistake is really weird. In the episode Captain Daddy Pig, Peppa and her family borrow Grandpa Pig's boat and head out for a day on the river. And in the scene where they are cruising on the boat, let's look at where Daddy Pig is standing. As we can clearly see, Daddy Pig is standing on a plain deck, right? But the issue is, moments later, when Peppa says she's hungry, a hatch magically appears near Daddy Pig. But earlier, we clearly saw there was nothing. Maybe Daddy Pig said some magical words to make the hatch open. Moving on, in the episode George's New Dinosaur, we noticed a quick mistake. In the scene where Mummy and Daddy Pig are trying to make Peppa and George go to bed, we can notice a moon through the window. But the mistake is, in the next frame, the moon disappears. Maybe the moon is playing hide and seek. In the episode Tidying Up, Peppa and George have to tidy their bedroom. But while they are tidying their room, they get a little distracted by the toys. Let's look at the room here. As we can see, Peppa's room is not that big, right? But the mistake is, when Daddy Pig comes in Peppa's room to check whether it is cleaned or not, he accidentally steps onto a toy car. And when he's sliding across the room becomes very long. And that's not all. After hearing the noise, Mummy Pig also goes in Peppa's room. But now it's back to its normal size. And also, earlier when Daddy Pig stepped onto the room, this toy basket was behind the door. But when Mummy Pig stepped in the room, it suddenly changed its position to the other side of the door. It seems like even the animators got confused with all this mess. In the episode, Dr. Hamster's tortoise, Dr. Hamster, has come to visit the children and talk about the 3 pets she brought. And when she's talking with the children, we can notice Candy Cat is also there. But later in the episode, when Dr. Hamster realizes her pet tortoise has climbed up the tree, she calls Miss Rabbit's fire engine service. When the fire service crew is going to the location, we can notice a car behind them. But the issue is, Candy Cat is sitting in the back seat. But how could it be possible? Earlier we saw him in the classroom, but now he's here sitting in the car. Seriously, this is really a weird mistake. In the episode where Daddy Pig teaches the kids how to make their own mud puddles, after all, that's the dream of every child in Peppa's world, we can notice that Peppa is very close to George, Candy Cat, and Susie Sheep. But in the very next scene, we see that Peppa is far away from the other kids, as if by magic. In this same episode, going a bit forward, Daddy Pig shows the kids how the concrete works that he and his team are using to build the new playground for the children. In this scene, we see the kids watching attentively, and George is beside Peppa. But after Daddy Pig gets an idea of stepping into the concrete, Edmund Elephant answers a question about how the concrete will harden quickly. At this moment, we see that George simply disappears from beside Peppa. So you might be wondering, did he fall into the concrete? Thankfully not, because right after this scene, he reappears next to Peppa. In the episode Playgroup Star, Peppa wins her first star for making a wonderful drawing of her house. But Daddy Pig realizes that he has never won a single star and is determined to solve the problem. Moving on to the moment when we see Daddy Pig going to the attic to get a drawing of a dragon that he made when he was a kid, we notice that beside the box with a blue bag on top of it, there is a painting leaning against it with a chest behind Daddy Pig. Then, Daddy Pig finds his old school folder, and we see that first the chest has disappeared, and then we see that the painting is no longer beside the boxes, but behind Daddy Pig, which certainly doesn't make much sense since Daddy Pig didn't touch the boxes, only his old school bag. And that's not all. In the same episode the next day, we see the children take Daddy Pig's drawing of Dragon to their school. Here we see several drawings on the school wall, each with a star on them. Notice that there is a butterfly drawing, a carrot, and a small tractor at the top. When Madame Gazelle finally gives the star to Daddy Pig, we notice that the drawings have changed their order and arrangement. The tractor drawing is now right below the butterfly, and the carrot drawing has been moved to the side. Now this next error is really funny. In the episode The Playground, Peppa and George are at the playground with their friends. In one of the scenes, Daddy Pig gets up on the slide, but he gets stuck while sliding down. Poor Daddy Pig. But that's not the mistake here. To help free Daddy Pig, Peppa and her friends get on the slide. Now look carefully at the order here. First it's Peppa, then Susie, Danny Dog, Candy Cat, Rebecca and Pedro. So far so good. But when they successfully free Daddy Pig from the slide, they go down it one by one. But the mistake is, when we see the slide again, Rebecca Rabbit isn't there anymore. And that's not all. When the scene switches towards Daddy Pig, we can notice Rebecca Rabbit jumping from the slide. But the issue is, earlier she was sitting behind Candy Cat, but here she jumped before him. How can it be even possible? Moving on, in the episode Picnic, the entire pig family goes outdoors for a small picnic. Now, let's look at the picnic blanket. There are many delicious things on it, including 2 sandwiches. The detail is that in the next scene, we see all 4 family members with sandwiches in hand. Additionally, there are 4 plates on the ground, 2 more than before, and 2 glasses of orange juice that also appeared out of nowhere. One next to Mummy Pig, and another next to Daddy Pig. Even the orange juice carton itself mysteriously disappears. It seems as if someone is doing some sort of magic. This next mistake is really tricky. In the episode Washing, Peppa, George, and Mummy Pig go outside to play in the muddy puddles. And while they are doing so, they accidentally splatter some of the mud onto Daddy Pig's white shirt. So, they decide to wash the shirt again. Here, as we can see, Mummy Pig puts the white shirt in the laundry basket and goes in the other room to get more clothes for the washing, and while she's gone, Peppa puts her shirt in the basket. Now, look carefully, because here comes the mistake. After the machine finishes washing, Mummy Pig takes out Peppa's shirt. But look inside the washing machine, it's empty. There aren't any more clothes in there, but we saw Mummy Pig put at least 4 or 5 pieces of clothing in there. But now there is none. And that's not all, we've got one more error here. Later in the episode, Daddy Pig comes home from work and wants his shirt so that he can go outside and play football. Look carefully, in the washing machine we can see a couple of clothes. But after Peppa gives Daddy Pig the shirt, the clothes inside the washing machine have disappeared again. We didn't see anyone take it out, so where did it go? Maybe the washing machine can do magic? Or maybe the animators simply forgot to animate the clothes. In the episode New Shoes, Peppa gets shiny new red shoes from the store. Later in the episode, when it's bedtime for Peppa and George, if we look at George's bed, we can notice that there's nothing. But moments later, his toy dinosaur magically appears beside him. But earlier, we clearly saw there was nothing on his bed. There are 2 explanations for this. First, George was hiding the toy dinosaur under his blanket, and second, the animators made a mistake. Which one do you think is the reason? So, this is all for today's video. And as always, we'll see you all in the next video.